Welcome to Youthful Conversations. My name is Jeremiah Jett, the host of Youthful Conversations. I'm also a youth mentor, public speaker, and entrepreneur. So before we get into the show, I want to give my shout outs. First off to my production team, Mr. William Hussye joining the show, and also Chewy Monroe. They are doing this amazing, believing in the dream, and I'm extremely appreciative of them. Next up, I want to shout out GSO Peace Corps. They provided us the studio, the platform, and just the room to record this podcast. And we're not gonna let you down. We're gonna take it full advantage of this. We got amazing people in here, and we're gonna make it go. Next up, I want to thank my family, friends, my village, my everybody. You know, they believe in the dream. They here, they in attendance, and now we're gonna make it go up. So now I want to introduce my amazing guest. So we're gonna go around the table. We're gonna start off with Chassity Blackman. So introduce yourself. And
my name is Chassity Gustave. I'm an artist from Queens, New York, and I go by the name of illesttheprophet.
Thank you for being on the show. We're looking forward to your inputs in this conversation. So next we're gonna go over to my main man, Mr. Waldrum.
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing? I'm Waldrum. I'm a 70-year-old entrepreneur from the heart of Greensboro, North Carolina.
Nice.
Being on the show. Thank you for being on the show, and we're looking for your inputs in this conversation.
Yes, sir.
All right, so
And
now
I'm
we got the old head. We gonna look
That's
at we got the old head.
The
He
OG.
go in here and stress some wisdom. So we
That's
got
right.
Mr. William Hussye coming out from behind production up here sharing some wisdom as well.
Most definitely. Thank you for having me on the other side today. Appreciate it. William Hussye 365. Y'all know what he is.
Yep. So you all had a chance to look at it. So,
yeah.
all right. So today, our episode, I don't know if you can tell, but we got 4 amazing entrepreneurs at this table, and we gonna drop some gems on y'all. So today's episode is about empowering our youth through stories of success. All of us have them. All of us have our down days too. And we're not just here to empower you. We're here to be real with you, because entrepreneur ain't all about what they make it. So we gonna make it real, and we gonna keep it real. So let's hop into our first question. Can you guys share a defining moment in your life that empowered you to pursue your dreams?
Me first. I want to say definitely going to Aruba. It was a peaceful place, and all the people actually loved their jobs and loved the environment they was in. And it was also this one time, me and my family, we had this donation thing for the kids. We had went downtown, we gave them free toys and just all love. And that was definitely an empowering moment, and I feel like I had to do more.
For sure. I mean, that's definitely a moment of giving back. I gotta do more. Because that feeling of that's like that work. You put the work in and you receiving the rewards, and it's like, I gotta do it.
I felt so grateful to even be in that position, because I remember when I was just a little kid, I'm coming from New York.
Right.
I didn't even have the opportunity to even give back. I was the person that had to receive it. So for me to come up and be able to do something like that, it was an amazing experience.
It's awesome, bro. I'm glad you are able to give back, because there's so many people that make it. Not to throw shade or anything, but there's so many people that make it nowadays and completely forget about the community they came from. Completely forget about the people who poured into them, changed their lives, and they don't even pay it back. So just to see a young person doing it at their age, there's not many of us giving it back and making it and then giving it back. So we definitely appreciate your support, and there's so many people out here in the community who need it. So this is just the beginning. We're gonna keep going.
All right, y'all. So let me tell y'all, I was 15 years old and had caught my first felony charge. 15 years old, caught my first felony charge, and that changed the way I looked at life after that.
Yeah.
That changed the way I looked at life after that. I caught that case, and I thought everything was over with after that. I didn't have no hope for the future. I didn't think anything was gonna come out of this. At the end of it, I ended up beating the case. Thank God, thank the Lord.
Yeah,
That's the clock.
Moved on from that, but during those times, I remember seeing the cries, the frowns, and everything on my mom's face. That kind of broke me inside. I was ready to give up at some point.
Yeah.
Then once I got through that breakthrough, and I could see my mom smile, turning around, looking in that courtroom, I said, I gotta make a change for myself to go chase this mine. After that, I started selling snacks in school, honey buns, gushers, little things like that. I said, let me step to something else. So I started a clothing brand. 16 years old, every dollar in my pocket I had, I invested into that clothing brand. Started over 300 sales on my clothing brand.
Hey, sir. Congratulations.
I've reached over currently sells on my clothing brand, graduated high school, and I'm committed to WSSU.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get second.
Hey, clap it up for that.
Hey, bro, that's a
College boy.
changed his
Yeah.
life around.
That's
Like,
right.
how many people you know is changing their lives around? Half of us,
Especially at that age.
right?
Yeah.
And then one of the things I want to acknowledge, last week we talked about on our podcast, acknowledging your flaws.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the first step of growth.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
to being able to acknowledge my flaws and being like, I know I was wrong. You know, this is something that I shouldn't have been. This is something I shouldn't have even involved myself in.
Mhm.
So now I'm left with a decision: either
Right.
change my life or continue down the path. And to see you at such a young age come to that realization is like, I gotta change.
Yeah.
And now you making it happen, making sales, 300 of them.
300
Graduated
sales.
high school and is attending WSSU. Man, I remember when you was in school, you would always sell the snacks, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He had,
Two for one.
hey, he always,
true story.
he always had my favorite snack.
Wow.
My mom would not buy the fruit snacks. You know, the fruit
Yeah.
snacks with the smiles on them.
Mhm.
I don't care what nobody say, those are the best ones. And they come from Walmart. The best snacks, hands down. They're the best one.
That's what's
My
up.
mom would not get them. Every day I saw him, I got at least 3 packs.
Yeah.
At least
He
3.
had what you need.
Hey,
Yeah, he had
hey,
what you
I
needed.
had to support, but hey, that's just amazing. I wouldn't even know. But I'm glad that you changed your life around and is making a difference because it shows what the power of, like, did you have a community that supported you or what was it? What was the driving force?
Word.
That was it right there. And seeing the looks on their faces going
Right.
through those times, I couldn't take that no more.
Sure.
You
Mhm.
know, going to school not knowing like, hey, I'm gonna be able to go home today, or I gotta go to court.
Right.
Talking to my PO every day. It was very draining on my mental health. And I knew from that point on, I couldn't take this no more.
100%.
I was getting in trouble. I told my mama when I get this second chance, I promise you I will not break it. And that's exactly what I did.
And congratulations
Word.
to you because a lot of people get caught up in the peer pressure of their
Peers,
a
yeah.
lot of peers, and they just be like, oh yeah, you should do it, and you didn't get caught up in that. You decided to take your own route, and props to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's good
100%.
stuff, man. That's good stuff. What's the name of the clothing brand?
Nonstop Apparel.
Put it in the mic a little bit.
Nonstop Apparel.
Nonstop
The
Apparel.
Instagram is at Nonstop Motion with 2 P's.
Okay.
Hey.
That's what's up.
Hey, y'all
That's
check
what
him
up
out,
for
bro.
that.
Because hey, y'all gotta support a young person. Y'all always talking about.
Yeah.
Y'all always talking about. Y'all young people ain't doing nothing with y'all lives, and
There you
always
go.
talking about that. You got a young man right here.
Mhm.
You got a young lady right here,
That's
changing
right.
their lives around, making it happen. So you
Most
gotta
definitely.
support them. If you gonna say we ain't doing nothing, and then you see somebody doing it, don't turn your eye to it.
At
Go
that point, you
support
ain't
them.
doing nothing.
Right?
Right.
Go support them.
Exactly,
Go support. All right. So
exactly. I
now
love it.
let's get yours. What was something that changed your life?
I got so many different defining and pivotal moments in my life, but I'm gonna go with one recent when probably about 2016 when I became sober. I was an alcoholic and an addict for real on drugs. Like growing up most of my life from I say 18, 19, I've been on heavy drugs all the way up in my 30s. You know what I'm saying? So on off. So in 2016 I got sober, but the defining moment for me was I had custody of my kids. I moved back from Atlanta, Georgia, back to Greensboro, North Carolina, and I had got housing in Hampton Homes. So when we moved over there, it was cool, it was convenient, it was comfortable, nothing was wrong with it. But in my mind as a man and as a single father, I was like, I got to do more because I got 4 kids. We got the spread laid out. We got a condo in Hampton Homes. We in the projects, we living good. It's straight, but it just wasn't enough for me. And I knew I could do better. So that's when I started creating my businesses. So I got sober. I started my lawn care business, which was Hussye Environmental Solutions Incorporated in 2016, going in 2017. Then I incorporated my catering company. I'm doing all this in the projects now. And I had to get trucks for my lawn care. And I had like 2-3 trucks outside in a van. And the people in the office said, well, man, what you doing? What, you got cars lining up out here. You got a business or something or whatever. And so I went and talked to them or whatever. So the lady, actually the manager of the property was a business owner as well. Yeah. So she was like, it's fine what you're doing. You just can't park all of them outside. So I was doing so much. I was doing so many numbers at that time. It was growing so fast that I accumulated so much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm doing all this in housing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in the projects and I'm doing all this. So at that point, when I seen my kids and at the age they was at, I just knew I had to do more. So I said, I can't just go work a 9 to 5. I can't just sit here and just go off public housing. I said, I got to do more for myself. So ever since then, I've been doing my thing, man. It's just been a tremendous journey so far, man. So the kids, I got one graduating this year coming up. You know what I'm saying? All of them in high school now. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, they was going to Jones around the corner. They had to walk to school or whatever because they was the neighborhood kids going to Jones. But now they all in high school, and I got 3-4 corporations. We got 4 podcasts going crazy. So man, it's a beautiful thing. It's a blessing. Yeah, but that time, man, it just hit me like you got to do more. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times at that point when I was drinking was because depression, was mental health. I was dealing with some things and I couldn't show it to the kids. I had to be strong. So I cry in the dark. I self-sabotage myself and drink myself to death kind of sort of thing every night because I was just going through it. So when I woke up, God just blessed me one day with a vision and I just went for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my defining moment, man.
That's
for
powerful.
sure.
That's extremely, extremely powerful. It's a story to be told.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I want to highlight one of the things that stick out to me. I highlighted it last week, but I'm never going to stop highlighting this. Parents, they go through so much on the day-to-day basis. Like, they struggle, they fight, they provide, they do it all just to make sure that we are good. And then one of the things that I like is that they never show it. Like,
for sure.
They never want to show it to show that, oh, we not good. I'm not good. They always like, I'm good. If y'all not good, I'm not good. And they always gonna provide and make a way. And that's something. Right.
My mama, she was
Pick your mic up a little bit.
She
know, like lean it up.
We good. My mama, she was the type of lady where she would go through so much things behind closed doors.
Right.
She would never let me see it. Anything I needed growing up, mind you, I didn't have my father in my life. You know, mom played the dad and mom role. Right. So growing up, it was just her. And out of anything that I needed, my mama always made sure I had it. She made ends meet every time. Food on the table when I needed it. We might not eat every night, but when it was time to eat, my mama made sure. I might see some fresh little Adidas back in the day.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure it was on my feet.
That's it, man.
Game start give me a new game. I'm gonna make sure I had it.
That's what's up.
Whenever I saw a tear come out her face, but mind you, I was little at the time, so I'm thinking, okay, mama crying, nothing new. But now when I see that tear come out her face,
so you gotta do something.
Right.
Yeah.
That's 100. That's dope. Cause it's like, I mean, I can't stop highlighting it. Like, I know this is youthful conversations, but a big part about young people is a parent. That's like the number one role model. That's the first person they look up to. That's like their first superhero. Like, before you even know what a superhero is, that's your go-to. That's your Superman. That's your Superwoman.
Right.
And to hear that they go through so much and put on that brave face and continue to fight, provide, protect us every single day, and we would never know the pain that they go through. I think as kids, we gotta pay closer attention and then not provide. So we should not add on to the stress that they already go to, or at least try to do a better job. Because I know sometimes as kids, we want stuff, we want food. Hey, can I go to McDonald's? Hey, can I get this new game? Hey, can I get the basketball?
It don't stop.
Right, it never stops. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. 17, I still ask my mom for stuff. I'm like, hey, can you give me some Bojangles? Something simple. But to hear that they go through it and they still make it happen.
Yeah, because it's all for you guys, man. Being a parent, you got to be strong. You know, you got to be resilient, and you got to persevere, no matter what your circumstances are or the storm that you in. You can't show it, and you still got a job to do. So, make it lighten the load. You got it. Okay. Yeah. So it'll lighten the load a little bit more if, like you say, if the youth would look at us more as like, you know what, I'm not going to add to the stress. I'm not going to put that more on them or help out. And I see you doing that a lot. Even with you picking up your siblings, I said, oh my goodness, if I had one of my kids to do it, that's a help. Right. Yeah, because being a single father, you got to understand it's a lot on your plate and on your shoulders because you still a man at the end of the day and you still got to hold it down. But we as men, generically, we just know how to provide and protect. Right. We're not nurturers, you know what I'm saying? We don't have that sensitive side. Like men, we're going to say, wipe them tears. Right. You know what I'm saying? What are you crying for? You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving or whatever. But women are more nurturing. So I had to learn that. I had to adapt to like a woman's mentality at times or a mother's mentality to be that nurturer and that loving parent also, instead of just do this, do as I say and not as I do type of thing. Right. So I had to learn that too. But like you said, just it's better for us, man. When if y'all can't help it, not add on to the stress,
Yeah,
it would be good. But it's all out of love.
And I'm
I
glad
can
that you
definitely see
learning
it.
that because a lot of men feel uncomfortable when it comes to learning their feminism.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
you gotta tap
it's good to
into
have
it.
balance, because without you having a mother, you wouldn't be in the position that you was in. So
Right,
obviously
right.
you obviously you have feminine traits.
Right,
You just
right.
have
Most,
to
yeah, for
go
sure.
deep inside and access.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna answer the question now. What is the defining moment that empowered me to chase my dreams? And I would say early. I was always I couldn't talk, and it's funny how I can communicate so well because I couldn't talk.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was like, he can't talk. Every time I go through a sentence, I would stutter so bad, like I couldn't go through it.
Oh, you mean literally from
Right,
the
I
speech
couldn't
impediment, like
talk
stuttering,
like at
Okay.
all. So she would always lay hands. She would always take me to altars and get hands laid on me. It was like, you gonna speak one day.
Yeah.
And she was like, one day you spoke, never shut up.
Yeah.
I was like, it makes
Look
sense.
at you now, though.
Right, look at me
you,
now, and
yeah.
it makes sense. And I was like, every time I look back on that story, it shows me that I've been blessed with an ability to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since I've been able to take advantage of the ability to communicate, I've been blessed. Like podcasts, I have amazing people on the show believing in the dream just because I told them. They didn't even see it. They didn't even see the dream. They just heard what I said and believed it. Mentoring kids, believing whatever I tell them. And I try to, sometimes I slip up. I might say a wrong thing or two, but
You human.
right. I try my best to make sure I'm using my gift to the positive side. And public speaking, I bless so many people with public speaking and everything as much as possible. So for me, realizing and looking back on my past and realizing that I was on, like, the devil tried to stop me. He tried to stop me from communicating.
did.
And then realizing that I was able to communicate is such a blessing. So that moment right there is the moment that helped me chase my dreams and empowered me to chase my dreams.
That's dope, man. Let's celebrate that.
All right. So now our next question. What advice do you have for young people facing obstacles or self-doubt in their journey?
Oh man, just keep going. Never doubt yourself. You got to believe in yourself. Like you said, if you would have doubted yourself when you was having the speech impediment, you would have never been Jeremiah Jet that we know today. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you got to take the negative and turn it to a positive. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you go through, it's all for your good at the end of the day. You just got to realize that, because sometimes, no matter the circumstances that we go through, I'm sorry, that cord messing my yeah, I can't hear them. So no matter what you're going through, you got to keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I changed my life. I had to look at it for everything that's going on is happening for my good. So I started taking that, learning how to channel my energy from a negative to a positive. So that's what I would influence the youth to do. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're going through, just stay prayed up, stay focused on the dream, on the plan, on the blueprint that you got in place, for sure.
Can we move that headset? I heard a little static. We're gonna make sure. We're gonna make sure we get it all figured out before we continue, because I don't want to. All right, so give us a second. We're trying to figure out the technical issues. We got a little feedback problem right now. All right.
Hold it right there. Go ahead.
We good? All right. So, what advice do you have for young people facing obstacles or self-doubt?
Me personally, I feel like we do live in a simulation, and I feel like before we came on this realm, I think everybody signed a contract about what we would do on this life, and I don't think you would have signed that contract if you didn't have confidence in what you was gonna do. So I feel like, we all have our ups and downs. That's good, and you can actually look at having bad experiences as a good side, because we have balance. We need balance to even
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you go through bad stuff, that's a sign that you're on the right path.
Right.
Without those bad experiences, you wouldn't be the person that you are.
100%, and that's a unique perspective. I've never heard that one, but it's one to look at. Like, I feel like we're all called to do something. So even if I don't personally believe in the signing the contract thing, but I do believe we're all called to be. We're all called to be. We're all called to do something in this world.
Yeah, for sure.
So everyone has a purpose. So one of the things that I like the whole thing that you said, but one of the things I want to point out is that when you're doing good, it's not gonna be good 24/7.
Mhm.
And when it gets bad, it shows that you on the right path.
Mhm.
Because it's like he not gonna stop me if I'm doing wrong.
Nope.
He gonna be like, you working for me.
That's
what,
it. Yeah.
What am I gonna stop you for? You
Right.
on my team.
That's it.
So if you doing good and you working against him, of course he gonna throw something a little in your path.
Mhm.
But if you on the path that he walking in, what he gonna be like, all right, let's go keep going. Come on, let's keep walking this way.
And the bad ain't gonna last forever either.
Right. The bad ain't gonna last forever.
Just a moment in your life.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
And what I found out was like when I am going through bad times, it helps me feel good is giving back. You know what I'm saying? So I might see a homeless person on the street. I might just do something good on Instagram or something like that. You know, just like spread advice. You know, simple things like that can really boost your, your body and your soul.
100%.
So definitely, if you're feeling bad, just give to the community. You know, it's really gonna boost your confidence.
All right,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Give back. You know, got to give back to the community you come from. Can't
Most
ever
definitely.
forget them.
Some advice I would have for young people would be to never give up.
Mhm.
That's one thing you see a lot of people doing nowadays. Something's not going their way, and they'll give up then and there. And one thing I do have to say, I have had times where I went to my close man. I said, man, I ain't trying to do this no more.
Yeah, you want to give up?
I don't think I'm finna end this right here. But at the end of the day, I knew that it could always get better. This wasn't just a little like a stump in the road for me. It wasn't a stump in the road for me. I kept going, I kept striving, and I kept pushing, and I got to the place where I am today.
There you go. That's right.
I would have gave up back then. I would have gave up when I caught that case if I knew.
Mhm.
If I knew I wasn't gonna get here.
Right.
And I got to this point, and I kept going. That's one
100%.
thing I tell people is to never give up. Now, the second thing I can say is everybody needs to believe in change. Believe in the possibility of change. And what I mean by that is believe that better things can happen in either the bad way or the good way. Something bad can happen to you, but it could be a good thing for something that was going to happen in the long run.
Right.
Something good can happen, and that might not be the best thing for you.
That's right.
You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah. I 100% agree. Got to be
definitely
adaptable to change because when you're not, you'll be stuck in a bubble.
Yeah.
One of the things that happened to me is that I was in a situation and I was called to greater, but I was doing everything I could. I was fighting, crawling, trying to sit there, avoiding God. Like I was like, I'm not going to where you calling me because that's not what I want to do.
You're gonna run right back into him.
But as soon it's like he's not gonna change his answer. He's like, I called you for greater, so now I'm not changing. Either you gonna accept greater or you gonna stay where you at.
Yeah.
So I love the adaptability to change because everything's changing.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to adapt to it, understand it, and then most importantly, I would say be a student of the game.
You got to,
because if you're not forever learning, you're gonna get left.
That's it.
Gonna get left.
That's it.
And the moment you stop learning, or the moment you try to stop learning, you dying. Like I say, the moment we stop learning is the moment we kill ourselves.
That's it.
Like that's it.
Yeah.
So if we ever stop learning, you done.
Stop growing. Yeah.
You stop growing.
And another thing to piggyback off what you're saying is I had to learn this recently. You got to change your perspective. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're young and you got to work at McDonald's or Food Line, just know this too should pass. You just doing what you got to do right now. You know what I'm saying? It might be McDonald's, but it's a job. You know what I'm saying? Put the blueprint together, put a plan together that's going to work for you. But don't just get stuck in the moment. Don't just look at it like it's McDonald's. You look at it like I'm still an entrepreneur. I got to get up. I got to go to work. I got to give my gift and bless this business with my talents. You know what I'm saying? 100%. So you got to change your perspective on how you look at things. Even if you in the ghetto, if you in poverty, it's not poverty. If that's the way if you looking at it like poverty, you're going to be stuck in poverty. If you look at it like, because a lot of times when you're in those situations, you don't even realize it because that's all you know until you go out of that environment. Then you realize, oh, dang, I was broke. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about perspective with me, man. You got to change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change.
I think that's why this podcast is so important to me, is because I want to show people there's better out there.
Yeah.
I don't want to get to a place of success and leave my fellow young people behind. Like they always complaining about us. They like, y'all not going to be able to carry your future. Y'all ain't going to be this. I'm like, if you saw the young people in our generation, your mind would blow up because there's so many amazing people making it happen.
As you see today.
Right. As you see today at this table, you see it. So this platform is so important to me because it's like I get to highlight the young people in my generation, like the entrepreneurs, the people who came on the show last time to share their stories
Powerful.
about mental health.
Yeah.
Like, and the people who plan to come on the show, and then the people who don't even come on the show.
Or the
But
viewers.
the viewers, the people who take time out of their day to even listen to the gems being dropped, to like, these people can change my life and I want better.
That's
so
right.
that I'm gonna give a shout out to the guests, because you showing yourself that I want better and I'm not gonna let nobody take it from me. Right. So when you here on this show, we gonna make sure we pour a gem into you, so that way you can grow. That way you can change your perspective.
That's what
and
it's
that
all
way
about.
you can always take something and learn on it.
Yeah, and if you are an entrepreneur, it's really good to tell your story, because if you just talk to one person, that really equals like 1 billion people.
Yeah.
Because word of mouth is a powerful thing.
Yeah.
So if you having a good conversation, that can go a long way. It's
100%.
really crazy how it works.
Most definitely.
So imagine 2 people, imagine 3 people. Right. And if you go like to concerts and you like actually perform and you have like a huge audience,
right,
you really just touch the whole generation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So definitely tell your story about it.
Yeah, for sure.
So our next question: how can youth leverage their unique talents and passion to create positive change in their communities? I think I'll
say it one more time.
How can youth or young people leverage their unique talents and passion to create positive change in their communities? I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
First thing, identify your talents, your gifts, because not everybody has the same gift. Not everybody has the same talent. A gift to me is something I can do effortlessly that someone else might have to struggle with. So whatever you do effortlessly, that's your gift.
That's your gift.
So now you got to find a way to use it in that community. Now, granted, it might not be the big thing you thought. It might not be making it to the NBA if you're a gift with basketball skills. It might not be making it to the global stage if you're an excellent communicator. It might not even, if you're an excellent person with tech, it might not even be working at the best tech company. But find a way to use your gifts in the community and give back. So you might have to start small. Go teach kids how to dribble the basketball. Go teach kids how to shoot the ball. Go teach kids how to communicate a little bit. Go teach kids how to work on the computer a little bit better, because you know our generation is all about technology.
Right.
So like using your gifts, but the first thing to making a difference is you got to identify it.
You definitely
can't just go out there and teach something you're not good at. So,
and even if you do like go up after that, after you like identify your skill set, you're gonna really miss the small things you used to do. You know, teaching kids how to play basketball, teaching kids technology. When you go up, you really gonna miss that. So definitely like really soak in those memories, because you know life goes fast.
100%.
Take time.
For sure. Yeah, I tell them. You know, you said something about leveraging your gifts. Anything that has value, why not reach back and add value to the community? Like you said, even if you're a cook or you're a basketball player, it's something that it's some type of value you can add back into the community. You might not make it. It ain't all about making money. And I teach that all the time in entrepreneurship. It's about your passion and purpose. I can make a lot of money doing something I don't like to do. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather make money doing something I love to do. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm walking in my purpose, I'm walking in my passion, and I'm helping others along the way. And I'm pulling people along the journey, no matter if it's educating them or informing them, no matter if it's, like we said, teaching the youth. I want everybody doing everything, doing production, doing the marketing and branding of the podcast. Everything is, you know, we want the youth hands-on. So you got to give back. You got to add value. Once you learn something, the only way, like you said, you'll stop growing if you never learn it. You know what I'm saying? So we got to give back and educate the youth as well. So I love it. But I just feel like a lot of people out here, just like my man did, you know, he changed his life around, started a clothing brand, and been rolling ever since. And it gets hard. You know what I'm saying? And you wanted to give up at times, but you knew this was for me. You know what I'm saying? This is my dream. I'm walking in this journey, and I know I'm not alone, but I got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? And then people see that. Just like I remember buying the candy from you at school. You know what I'm saying? So that's solidification right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's I love it, man. So yeah, most definitely, you got to keep leveraging it. What you think, Walt?
One thing I think to help our communities, everybody should be open to teach other people. And when I say that, I mean all the things that we know, we're able to help young people.
Right.
At a certain time, we was learning from somebody else, and we still are till this day. We learn
100%.
something new. I learn something new every day. Every time
Literally,
I wake
bro.
up and step out of the house, I learn
I
something
swear.
new.
Yeah,
And
got to.
when I see younger people, they might not want to be an entrepreneur. They might want to do something else. Doctor, lawyer, you know, soccer player, basketball, anything of that sort. But every time I talk to somebody, I try to leave a good mark on them.
Right.
I want what I say. I want them to be able to walk out the room. And
Be like, yeah, that was a good convo.
Dang, I need him to say that again to me.
Right.
Let me write down.
That was a great guy. I got to meet him again.
I just want to, I just want people to be able to leave an impact.
Yeah.
Impact is definitely the biggest thing that people can leave, so the young kids can take that and do whatever they want. I leave some advice to somebody, and they don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I know that I'll let that advice.
Yeah,
Right.
you did what you were supposed to do. Yeah,
I did what I was supposed to
Did
do.
your
exactly.
part.
If they do what they supposed to do, they rock and roll, man.
And that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah.
That's
And
what it's
I
all
want to
about.
say, social media, that right there is gonna give yourself like a huge audience, you know,
Yeah,
because
100%.
especially we've been blessed with TikTok.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've been blessed with a whole lot of apps, and so even though TikTok is about to be banned, it's really crucial to really like take advantage of that. You know, you could post a video and probably like 2 minutes go by, you probably reach like 2,000. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So like I said, one person equals a million. So
Right.
2,000, that's a whole lot of people right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Taking advantage
100%.
of social media, that'll do you good.
What's your answer
definitely.
to the question? That's your answer to the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you was gonna
That's
say
what's
something.
up.
I was just gonna add on to that, but that was good.
Yeah.
I love it. Social media is 100% a big thing in our lives, especially as young people. Like our whole world is in a phone. Like everything we learn from it. We play on it. We meet people on it. Like that's literally our lives. And for a lot of people, I won't say they don't realize that life is bigger than the phone.
Mhm.
Like, of course, social media is important. Of course, the phone is important. But we also got to learn that there's more than life than what's on my phone.
Mhm.
Like, I can look down at it 30 seconds, and I thought I was on there 30 seconds. I'm on there 10 hours.
So yeah,
And I'm
you
like,
look
whoa.
up, 4 hours done went
What
by.
just happened? Right. So I love it. I mean,
Y'all probably couldn't imagine living without cell phones. Like we didn't have them growing up.
Oh,
We had
yeah.
pagers. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know what that
Then
is.
it's yeah,
I don't even know what that is.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. It was a
I didn't
totally
even know what a
different.
pager was.
When you went somewhere when you was younger, your parents or your family couldn't call you or text you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had to go to a payphone, put that quarter at one time, then it went up to 50 cents, then it went up to 75 cents a few years later. But you had to go to a payphone and call home. You know what I'm saying? Or you had the little meeting spots. You know what I'm saying? Or you had the plan. So I just think about it now. I don't think us growing up without the social media and cell phones, I don't think it would have been the same if we grew up with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I say so. It's interesting to us as parents. Yeah, I definitely think it'd been a positive and a negative. You know what I'm saying? But you know, times change and as technology grows, you know, things happen. But now I can't live without it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's another thing, like you were saying, even with my kids, it's like everything's on the phone. And I keep telling them, like, put the phone down for 2 hours a day. Put the phone down and just live life. You know, experience life without the phone. You know, I don't care if it's reading a book, drawing a picture, whatever it is, even watching a movie. Just get off of social media and that phone and take that break. You know what I'm saying? But you can't even get mad at them because nowadays I'd be like, you on your phone? And they're like, no, I'm doing homework. I'm doing this. Because everything is on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, man. So, yeah. So y'all got computers in schools now and stuff. We ain't had none of that. Yeah. Yeah.
They changing the game with it.
For sure.
So now, can you guys discuss a project or an initiative you've been involved in that is aimed to empower youth or young people?
The donation thing, that and it's a lot of things.
You said donations? Y'all do
the
donations?
donation thing I did.
Oh, word.
I kind of do small things on a daily basis. Like I might just give out money to the homeless, you know.
Right.
Give advice out, you know, through social media, through in person. Just small things that, you know, add up in the future. But
Yeah.
I can't really think right now because it's a lot. But really, that donation thing really did change me.
Your social media is definitely empowering. I've been looking at that recently. It's, you know, empowering me. You know, I saw one thing. You was at the gym with the soccer ball. It was like, you can't give up. Keep going. You know, it might get tough, but you got to keep working. It's going to pay out at the end. I was like, that just kept me going. Because I was scrolling and I saw your post. I was like, yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
A little motivation.
Every time I go to the gym, I always see my drink card like every single day. It's like, that's what I'm saying. So I might have been like looking at my dream card last night. I swear I was thinking more.
All right.
So it's just like that makes me want to chase my goals even more.
100%.
And, you know, I be getting mad advice from people in the gym. I might just meet a person just doing a workout, and he might give me advice. I might give him advice.
Right.
And that's a connection right there. You know, putting yourself in a position to win. I'll tell you, like, you really gonna get what you aiming for.
Real. I want to say one thing about putting yourself in a position to win.
Mm-hmm.
Young people are so confused about putting themselves in a position to win. They think just being in the right place. Okay, I'm gonna go to this networking event, and you know, maybe an opportunity will drop in my lap.
Nah, it don't work
That's
that
not how
way.
that works.
Nah.
You got to put the work in
Mm-hmm.
and then be in that right place.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then when you put the work in, the doors for the right place will open.
Come on,
Because if
brother.
you are not, if you just going to random places and you like, I'm gonna get it someday,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work.
It's not for you yet.
Yeah, and you got to be intentional.
Put the work right.
Yeah.
So that shows me you put the work in.
Mm-hmm.
So the opportunities is pouring back into you. You put the work in. You've been dedicated. You grinded. So now it's like I'm in the right places. So now my opportunities is coming.
And I actually took initiative with this opportunity because I had seen your post from a mutual friend.
Right.
So I had swiped. I was just like, what you got going on? I'll be happy to be a guest.
100%.
And so now I'm here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I had met you through Instagram. I had texted him probably 3 weeks before. He was like, I want to start a community group to inspire the youth. And I was just like, what's up?
Yeah.
So now that we all together, it definitely shows it's like divine planning.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
I salute all y'all, man. Y'all doing an amazing job, man. I'm proud of y'all for real. Because you don't see this a lot.
Nah.
That's why, and then creating the show, man, you create the platform for this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So salute, man. I love it. I love it. You go ahead.
One thing I gotta say, like she had said, we are starting a community group. Soon we will be doing a food drive and a homeless drive for right up the street, downtown Greensboro.
Word.
Toiletries, food, clothes,
Right.
anything that they would need. For young people all the way up to the homeless. That's one of the things I can say. I can't really speak on everything else.
Yeah.
But that is one of the things I can say that I know for a fact. That's inspiring people.
Yeah.
Seeing a person get back, I haven't really seen it too much.
I haven't seen it at all. Besides Jeremiah, that's the first thing I'm seeing, with the youth.
So definitely giving back.
Yeah.
Giving back to the younger people and letting them do what they do with that.
100%.
Now, another thing I can say, I do post on Instagram every once in a while, but if you do follow me, everything I post is something motivational.
Yeah.
I'm trying to uplift somebody,
Right.
trying to make them have a better day.
Right.
I wake up in the morning, I might post a little motivational quote. I hope
There you go.
one of my followers see this and that builds the day.
Right.
Yeah.
And you did motivate me because I remember seeing you getting baptized, and I was just like,
wow.
You posted at the right moment. So keep on doing what you're doing because now I'm planning on getting baptized on my birthday.
Come on.
Oh.
So that right there.
See,
That's what it's all about, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Because that was really life changing for me. I was already thinking about it before, but now that was just that was my sign right there.
right.
And you never know who watching. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Never
You
know.
never know who you
Literally,
influencing,
bro.
Right.
You know watching.
who you inspiring, man. And
Right.
that's the beauty in it. And I love it. Salute, King, for getting baptized. And you
Right.
making an impact just by you doing it. You fly, you young, you cool, so people gonna take to that. You know what I'm saying? So keep doing your thing and lead by example, King, for real. Yeah, that's super
what I
dope.
want to say though. Continue to highlight the people who are doing right.
That's right.
Like, there's so many people out here trying to do right, but you're not giving them the opportunity. And I guarantee you, like, if you're doing the right thing, it's not the popular thing either.
Oh no, yeah.
It's never the popular thing.
Right.
Like, I still get scolded sometimes by my own peers.
Oh, that come with the
because this is
territory.
what I do.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm like, we gotta highlight them. Because if you don't highlight them, it's discouraged.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody paying attention to me.
Right.
Ain't nobody even looking. So I might as well stop and just do what everybody else doing.
And
So we
and you gotta stay the
highlight
course. But
Right.
and then also to piggyback off what you saying, you gotta see the light in yourself too.
Yeah.
And no, that's why we was talking about alignment with your purpose, because if you know this what you're supposed to be doing, ain't nothing going to deter you from that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They can throw rocks, they can talk that talk.
Right.
You still focus, tunnel vision, because I know my purpose and I know the end results
100%.
and I know what I'm doing it for. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And just like you said earlier with him and the peer pressure and the clothing, he
No
could have got
clothing.
railroaded many times because it's following the homeboy or something like that. Like, you right, man, this ain't for me. I'm gonna go over here and do this, or I'm gonna sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? Forget
Right.
the clothes. We can make 1,000 a day over here, but you stayed the course and you believe in yourself, man. And that's what it's all about.
Props to people who really do take that course because
Yeah.
the position that Black people are in, we are like the government wants us to be stuck in that position. The government,
Yeah.
For sure.
government wants us to fall for that peer pressure,
Mhm.
because we live in environments where poverty. We don't have much food. We don't
Yeah.
have a lot of schools. We don't have a lot of things that we should have.
Right.
So for you to take that route when you're constantly being reminded that you should do it,
Mhm.
that's crazy determination.
Yeah.
100%.
And you on to something, because that's how I feel like about music, movies,
Right.
social media. They're gonna put, your algorithm is about what you look up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you look up one thing, it's gonna have about
Right.
based off that one thing.
50 more
Yo,
videos.
Yeah,
so
they know how to get you. They know how to sell it to you. So
Right.
we gotta, it's learned behavior. So we gotta deprogram to reprogram and focus on the positive and not the negative. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because once you start looking at it from your point of view, like I say, I can use social media for whatever I want, negative or positive. I gotta choose positive. I gotta, like you said, if I'm not learning, I'm dying. So I want to grow every day. So I'm gonna be in tune with stuff that's gonna help or be conducive to my growth. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
You gotta be aware of what you posted because
Most definitely.
I had searched up I think I had searched up some car on Safari and then like not even a minute later I had showed up on Instagram.
That's how it be. Yeah.
Bruh. Like whoa, like
all
it
of us
goes
connected.
quick. So
Right.
you definitely leaving a footprint on what you post and what you see. So
yeah,
definitely like just be aware of what you post and be aware of what you're liking and just be aware of what you're sharing.
Yeah.
Because, it's gonna come back in the future and don't want to get canceled.
Hey, it might bite you in the butt.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Don't want to
it
get
might bite you in the butt.
Everything you do, it does follow you.
That's it.
You can post something on Instagram from a couple years back.
Yeah.
They bring it up.
You get famous, boom, they bring it in right back up.
Hey,
that's it, man.
I ain't gonna lie. They said technology is getting better, so they got this thing where they got AI. It takes a picture of your face. It can scan the whole internet, the whole internet database of whatever you done that got your face in it, and they get you.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, there's no way. Like it's getting
crazy.
stronger.
Yeah,
It's getting
it
better.
is. Yeah.
So it's like we gotta be aware of how to use it.
Yeah.
So especially entrepreneurs, when we out here making a business, we out here making a living, we got to make sure on the flip side, because everybody got a personal life outside of business.
Right.
So in that personal life, we got to make sure we living right. And I'm not saying live perfectly, because I don't even live perfectly. No, I ain't even gonna say I think. No one on this earth is ever gonna be able to walk this earth and live perfectly again, except Jesus Christ.
That's right. That's right.
So
that's right.
we got to make sure that we're trying to be intentional about what we do.
That's it, man.
And then one of the things I like to tell people, do a little less wrong every day.
That's it. That's what I was gonna say.
You ain't gonna be
about
perfect. You're never gonna be perfect. Just make sure I did this yesterday. It wasn't the greatest.
Yeah.
Posted on social media wasn't the greatest. So what I'm gonna do today to make that not be as strong? What I'm gonna do tomorrow to make sure that it's gonna be a little bit better? Because you gotta improve every day.
Yep.
And even that little improvement, like going from, I like to say this when I talk to kids at schools, going from 10 fights a week to 9 fights next week.
Yeah.
It's a crazy number. You did good. You did your job. You did your job. So it's one of the things that I like to tell people. You can't change your life in one night. You're never going to be able to go to sleep, next day be perfect. So it's going to be a continuous process of just, right.
Yeah, and back to that technology thing, you really don't want to overdo it, because I know a lot of people be using that Chat GPT for like their schoolwork.
Oh yeah, you do everything.
You don't want to get your degree off of that,
Nah.
So it's really best if you mix your natural intelligence with enhanced intelligence.
Right.
So that way you have a balance between, so when you do have something you want to create, you can use AI for your business a little bit.
Yeah.
It's also good that you stay unique from your thoughts and then you put that into your work.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I gotta have an AI podcast next.
Yeah, most definitely, man.
I think we gonna get you up there on the AI podcast.
Man.
We gotta educate the young people on it, because it's a powerful tool that is taken over and is an extremely strong tool.
Yeah.
If you know how to use it the right way,
that's it.
Hey,
that's the key.
That'd be perfect.
And to go off what you were saying, just every day you just gotta try to be a little better.
Right.
Just be better than the day before. You know what I'm saying? And then remember, what you're doing today is investing into your tomorrow too. You know what I'm saying? The actions or the choices I make today determine my tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be mindful of that too. You know what I'm saying? Especially as the youth, because when I was young, I didn't give a dang about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was just wilding, and I had to learn as I got older. But to be able to sit here now with youth and go to Deli and talk, go to Skill and talk, is important to me, because I have to pour into what I came from. You know what I'm saying? And the youth need us as adults. You know what I'm saying? We can't be scared of y'all. We can't run from y'all. We got to run to y'all and see what y'all need from us as older, people or whatever, or as parents, to help y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because the way the media portray the youth is crazy, and it's not really like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you got to just every day just try to make progress, man.
Hey, I would say, don't give up on us, bro. We the future.
Yeah, most definitely.
So if y'all give up on us, what y'all leaving the future to?
That's
I'm gonna leave that question there.
Most definitely.
I'm gonna just leave that question for the people in the comments.
That's
with
what
the
it's all
adults,
about.
because I'm like, y'all talking about the future. Y'all talking about y'all worried for the future. And don't give back to the young people.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even think about it. Y'all just look at the internet and be like, oh,
another crime, or they doing this,
oh,
or
they
crazy,
killing each other. Oh, they doing something crazy.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
talk to them.
Yeah.
Hear him
sure.
out. You know, just because he did something crazy, he might have experienced something that made him do that.
That's it.
Like, everything has a purpose. Like, if I do something, it had a reason.
There's a reason behind it.
Or it's something that made me want to do it.
No matter if it was for attention, it was a reason behind it. You know 100%.
What I'm saying? So you gotta not give up on us
Most
firstly,
definitely.
and then try to understand us because we're still humans.
Yeah.
There's nothing that changed about us.
And that's one reason why when I go speak to the youth or do mentorships, I be myself. You know, a lot of people want to talk this way or look this way. I come as I am. You know what I'm saying? So you can relate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I can come with love versus just you doing this, you doing that. No, you need to change, because that's how a lot of people do it. Even in mentorship, it's just they try to come with this scare tactic, and it's like, man, they need love. You know what I'm saying? And I get better results that way. So I understand completely.
And back to that 1% better every day. Growing up, I thought like making progress was going full every single day. Yeah. But I had seen a post and it was just like, it was like bubble circled in. It's like one day you might be full, one day you might be half, one day you might be lower. And that really changed me for real, because I was having like an inconsistent week. So me seeing that, I'm just like, oh, you know, it's normal. I'm not the only one that's being inconsistent right now. So you don't really have to go full all the time. You know, let's take a break. It's good to take some rest and just reflect. It's just a matter of fact, if you get back up and try to do it, you know, just showing up for yourself is really gonna, like, you know, do you good.
Got to every single day.
And this right here alone is giving back to the youth.
Hey,
you see what I'm saying? Creating a platform for the youth is amazing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Hey, we gotta highlight them, because if nobody else, if I tell young people all the time, if no one else is gonna advocate for you, you have to advocate, and then you have to be the hardest, most strongest, most passionate advocate for yourself, because no one else is gonna do it like you. No one else knows you like you, so you gotta advocate. You gotta promote yourself. You gotta do everything for yourself to make sure, if no one else is gonna believe in me, I'm good. I know that I believe in myself. I know that I can still get it done. I can still achieve many things. So every chance I get, I'm gonna make sure I promote a young person so they know somebody believe in me, and I'm not out here alone. That's why I get this platform to young people like you guys, and even older people, because, you know, we go through it. Y'all go through it too. Y'all
my favorite. I ain't gonna lie.
y'all go through the struggling periods. Y'all go through the disbelief. Y'all go through the hardships. All of it. So I gotta make sure I give everybody a platform to where it's like they believe in us, and there's a sense of someone needing me and someone looking up to me. Right. So, and even with culture. Just our community, we need to stick together. You know what I'm saying? We got to support each other.
Hey,
no man is an island. That's one of the things I like to believe in. And then there's a quote I was going to say. You said something. I forgot what you said. But I know what you said. You said when you mentor with love. Darkness can't drive out darkness. Only light can do that.
Come on now.
So hate can't drive out hate. Only love can do that.
Only love can do that.
So if you go into a kid who only knows hate, how you going to get to him and you showing him hate?
Right.
He gonna like, oh, just another person.
Yep, exactly. They're gonna shut down.
Same old stuff. So if you go with him with love, he's like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. That's different. So just showing that every day, walking in love, pushing out love in the world.
Most definitely.
That's the most important thing we can do.
That's a fact.
So now let's hop into our final and last question before we get to the comments.
Okay.
What role do mentors or role models play in empowering young individuals to reach their full potential? Who want to go first on that one?
I'm gonna talk about this one. I got you.
All right, let's go.
Now, one thing that role models and mentors play in my life, they really do help you when you need it. Now, one thing, the biggest mentor I could say that I had in the last couple of years of my life, Mr. Gray.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Gray.
Yeah, Mr.
He was just on the show last week. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, got you.
Mr. Gray, he told me some things I needed. When I had caught that feeling, I was still in school.
So
mind you, I'm going to class every day, talking to people, and they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But Mr. Gray was one of those people that I had to tell. I had to sit down. Like, he was our success coach at the time. So I had to sit down and tell him actually what I'm going through. Every day since graduation, Mr. Gray has shown me everything I need to know.
Wow.
Everything I need to know. Out of, mind you, he didn't know me. I'm coming in his class one day. It was a biology teacher, a little mixed in. Coming in class, I'm quiet, sitting in the corner. He just coming to talk to me. Hey, Walt, come read a book. You know, we read the 48 Powers of Law.
48 Laws of Power.
We were reading all types of stuff. It was just the knowledge he was giving me, and the fact that he didn't give up on me.
Yeah.
Say, man, he ain't listening. Because mind you, it was some things that was going in my ear. I thought,
right.
He still stood right there with me and said, I got some faith in this kid.
The consistency is key. And he still got his own life going on outside of that. So he had to find that balance. You know what I'm saying? So it's good that y'all was able to bond like that. And sometimes, you're not going to need everything. Take what you need and leave the rest, but apply it accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And I think you did a great job at that. So shout out to Mr. Gray, man.
100%. That's a good guy. He was a great guy. Yeah. We might have to tag him in this episode again. He was a great guest
Yeah,
on the show
great
last
guest,
week.
great guy.
Shared
Mhm.
amazing tips to all of the young
He's
people.
still
on
at the
show.
point.
Yeah, he's still at the
Oh,
point. He's
success
still a
coach.
success
Okay.
coach. He's a
Shout out to the
Hey,
point.
he's a great success coach because
Dope.
in 9th grade, 10th grade, when I was on my journey of being where I am now,
Mhm.
he will always have discussions with me.
Wow.
And sometimes I'll be completely dead wrong.
Mhm.
Still talking. Like, I'll be dead wrong
Yeah.
trying to debate something that's completely off the table. He'll be like, all right, man, let's try to figure this out.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
try
yeah.
to get to a common ground to where you understand what I'm saying, I understand what you're saying, and then
Yeah.
we both leave. So,
Sound like he got a lot of patience too.
yeah, 100%. Whole lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Is he working
You
with
got
kids?
to.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
it's
got
another
to.
level.
That's
For
another
sure.
conversation.
Yeah.
Chassity, what you thinking?
I think mentor really means like somebody who teaches,
Mhm.
and I learned a lot from all ages. You know,
Right.
I be having conversations with some 9-year-olds, and they be teaching me stuff.
That's
So
a fact.
I
You
For
be
really-
real.
surprised.
Yeah.
I'm open to learning from all ages. So that's why I really like as I get older, I'm really appreciating the old heads. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they have the wisdom that I'm looking for. You know,
Right.
we both
Mhm.
vibrate on the same frequency. And when you share love and when you share enlightenment to these young kids, they're gonna share that to their other friends, you know?
Right.
So, you know, the power of change, you know, just really talking about what needs to be talked about. That right there is something good. But I never really had a mentor yet. I'm still trying to find one.
Mhm.
But someone close to it would be my older cousin because he had started a Frenchie business, right?
Mhm.
And you know, it was going good. You know, he had connection with DC Young Fly, with some other people. You know, he was just really, you know, going global with it.
Right.
So we went to a dog show and it was crazy. It was so much people there, and so much dog poop. So you really you really watch your step when you go in there.
Yeah.
So that was really like a good experience because when we stepped out, we had 2 box trucks, we had Ram trucks, we had tricars. It was like a whole like experience. Like I felt
Yeah.
really like a celebrity. So that right there was like, you know, a defining moment right there.
Yeah.
So, hey, it sounds like a great mentor. I'm gonna have to have him on the show too. He
Yeah,
sounds
for
great.
sure.
Yeah, he going to
So-
drop some.
Yeah.
So, what you
So for
thinking?
me, I'm gonna start off with the words of Pac, like Tupac to be exact. He said, I might not change the world, but I can spark the brain to change the world." And I feel like that's what it's all about with us as adults. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, like you say, we run from the youth. Oh, they just crazy. I ain't dealing with them. And
Right.
we talked about that. I think one week in the men's group, a
Right.
guy was there. He was talking like, "Man, I ain't never thought about giving back to the youth or helping the youth because there's so much going on. They crazy. They,
Right.
you know, they doing this, they doing that." And then he got a chance to witness some of the mentorship. It was like, dang, this pretty dope. This is pretty cool. And I think a lot of times with adults, we don't think about it. We just feel like I got my kids, as long as my household and my kids fine, the rest of them, they on their own, or their
Right.
parents got to handle it. You know what I'm saying? But then you got to start thinking outside the box as adding back, like we talking about earlier, adding value to the community, reach one, teach one, giving back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I'm successful as an entrepreneurship, why wouldn't I go back and teach the youth about entrepreneurship? If I made it through a prison bid, why wouldn't I go back and stop another young man from going to prison? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's so many things that we can add value to back into the community and to the youth. So it's very important. No matter if you want to be a mentor or role model or
Right.
not, you won by default. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We come from the same place.
Right.
If I made it out, why not go back and teach
Right.
the next person? You know what I'm saying? Especially the youth. And we got to pour into each other. Because I got mentors now as a grown man. I got older guys that mentor
Yeah.
me. Shout out to Dr. Gene Blackman and Lynch Hunt with AWOL Fitness as well. And they mentor me as far as my mindset, as far as my organization with the I Am King empowerments and stuff we do, and giving back to the youth, establishing safe cultures. We got a workshop this weekend at Craft. You know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing once you get in the flow of things. At first, you be kind of nervous, like, man, because kids that you be up there talking that talk, and they just look at you like this. Like whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, man,
Right.
go ahead. And it
Hey,
can be
stop talking.
emotional, yeah.
Right.
But you gotta know how to bob and weave through it, and just know that was you at one time.
Right.
You just keep going the course. You just keep talking. Like you said, it don't matter if they receive it or not. I did what I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's up to you to catch it.
Right.
You know, I put it out there for you, so it's up to you to catch it and learn from it. And like the one saying I leave before I stop is a smart man learns from his mistakes, but they say a wise man learns from the next person's mistakes.
Right.
So if we can share our testimony and our mistakes with y'all, so y'all won't have to go down the same route
Right.
or the same journey, why not take heed to it and apply it to your life? You know what I'm saying? But I know it ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? So just stay the course for
One of
sure.
the things I want to say about mentorship, I'm gonna break it down. Mentorship is not one person just teaching another person.
Right.
That's a big misconception
Misconception,
of mentorship. Mentorship is a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You're both learning and growing from each other. You may think you going into this situation, you just mentoring this little 12-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, he ain't gonna be able to teach me nothing.
Right.
And you slowly is like talking to this kid. He's growing on you. You know, he's telling you stuff. You're like, okay, maybe this kid, you know, he might be a little smart. Maybe let me try to listen to him 1 week.
Right.
And you listen to him, and now he's teaching you, but you still teaching him. So mentorship, I think, is a growing relationship between two people, because it's like we're constantly growing with each other. We're constantly learning from each other. We're constantly moving. We're constantly wanting the best for each other. We're constantly pushing each other.
Yeah.
Like for me, mentorship, I would say, has played some of the biggest roles in my life, because mentorship isn't just someone I name a mentor. Mentorship, my mom tells me all the time, my grandma mentored me. My mom mentored me.
That's right.
My aunt mentored me. My neighbor across the street mentored me. The old guy across the street mentored me.
That's right. It takes the
taught me how to use tools.
Yeah.
Like everybody you come in contact with and you give your time to ultimately end up becoming a mentor.
Right.
So I think we got to pay attention, and as young people, we got to be more accepting of what other people have to say. And I want to speak on that, because I like to say, eat the meat, spit out the bone. Because not everything someone going to say is
going to apply to,
and it's not going to apply to you. So you got to be able to eat the meat, spit out the bone. Okay, this dude said this. Well, this part of it ain't going to really help me. So I'm going to, throw that away. But the rest of that, I can apply to my life and use it tomorrow.
Right.
So I think we got to be more accepting to everybody, because it's like, you never know who you learning from. Like she said you might 9-year-old. I mentor 7th graders, and I end up learning from some of the 7th graders. I'm like, there's no way.
We all can learn from each other.
That.
Yeah.
So we got to be more accepting to learning and accepting more mentors, because mentors, I would say, play some of the biggest parts in our lives.
And let me piggyback off that and to talk to the adults. You got to be a mentor through everything, through the hard times, the good times, the bad times. You got to celebrate. Sometimes I feel like people just want to mentor when it's the hard part. Oh, I need help with my child. This. And then once they back on track, Right. And then, no, you got to stay, like you say, it's a bond. It takes time. You got to have patience. You got to be intentional. You know what I'm saying? And it takes time, just like with your own kids. Everybody's not going to change overnight. You know what I'm saying? So you got to stay the course, like I keep saying, you know, and it's a relationship, like you said. So, yeah.
So, you guys, we all good? You got anything, any final remarks before we get into these comments?
I'm good.
You sure? When the album dropping?
Hey, actually, I do got an album coming out.
Okay, let's go.
I make a little bit of poetry. I think the album should be coming in like around probably December, maybe.
Right.
Like really my EP first. I'm called The Crucible.
The Principle.
Ooh. No, The Crucible.
The Crucible. Yeah. Okay. Dope.
That sounds dope. We might have to come back and get you promoted on that. So, Miss Chewy Monroe, would you mind sharing us some of the questions we got in the comments? Oh, you don't got the comments up? Oh, we got the comments.
Hey. Okay, so let's begin at the top. Dominic Davis says, salute. Yes. Cotrell Isley says, I need big guy sizes 2XLT.
Gotcha.
That's a 2XLT. It's long and tall, I think. He also says, we do recover. Salute. T.L. Henderson says, yes. Dominique Davis says, we overcome by our testimony. Preach, bro. William Hussye. Right. Yes. T.L. Henderson also says, come through, God. Dominique Davis says, powerful. Cotrell Isley says, hallelujah. Yes, praise and hands. Chanel Foster says, the hustle is real when you are a parent. Dominique Davis says, you are never too young to teach. You are never too old to learn. You guys are teaching me a lot right now. So,
give yourself a shout out. Yeah, that's great.
Cotrell Isley also says, you're speaking with conviction now, young brother. Yes, talking about your struggles. Yes, and you're overcoming those. Chanel Foster says, there's power in the tongue. Keep teaching, sir. Yes. Dominique Davis says, all that knowledge in that head was too much for that mouth to catch up. LOL, Jeremiah. Malika Vibe says, how are you doing, Jeremiah Jet?
Doing amazing, man. I appreciate you checking in on me every time I'm live. And anytime, you always have been a support system ever since you have heard me, and I appreciate you.
Yes, he's like that. Period, Malik. Malik with Vibes also says, "What's good, great people?"
How you doing, man?
Yes, he says, "Purpose with progress equals opportunities."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cottrell Isley says, "One major key is to lead by example, be totally committed and unselfish." Yes. T Nice Rose says, "How do you all feel about the crime rate now in the Triad area?"
Oh, I'm a little uneducated on that actually, but I am educated on what's going on in Palestine and what's going on worldwide. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's really devastating what's going on, and not a lot of people is talking about it. A lot of people is giving out distractions, so we don't stay focused on it. But it's really, you really have to remember that there's balance going on, you know. So if something like this is really going on in the world, you could tell that something good is about to happen. You know, we all in this room right now, so you could tell we about to really impact the world in a strong manner.
Right.
So, don't really get caught up in all the negativity that you're seeing on social media. Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of good stuff going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. I'll go next. I would say, as young people, I would say we play a very large part in the crime rate in the Triad area and around the world. But one of the things I see that is so heartbreaking is that we don't realize we're all human. Like, we'll take another man's life and be like, no remorse. We'll be like, just another day. I'm like, you just killed another human being that was placed on this earth to fulfill the purpose. So my message to young people, we are all humans. You are human. So when you take another human's life and you look at that man in his eyes, and you look at him in his eyes before he gone, you don't think about that. And it's like, you just took another man's life. Like, he gone now. I think we got to pay attention to that. We got to take into account, we are all humans. We are all walking different walks of life. We are all going through different struggles. We are all going through different trials and tribulations on the day-to-day basis. And just to look at another person and be like, okay, oh well, that's terrible. And I think we all got to do better. And it starts with us. So this conversation and that question, I think, is a great way to start.
Salute that question. Yeah. And to piggyback off what you saying, Jeremiah, I just feel like that person life you take, it is, they have family, they have a mother, they have kids, they have siblings, so it's not, you're not just hurting that one person, you hurting a community of people, you know what I'm saying? And we hurting our culture. So I think platforms like this, when we started this podcast, this is an outlet. This is for, if you know how they say, hurt people. Right. So I know Jeremiah contested this. If you need to come up here and share something to get that hurt and that pain out, please feel free. Go register on his website, jeremiahjet.com, and register to come up here, because we need those safe places for the kids and the youth to communicate verbally, not violently. You know what I'm saying? And that's the key. And this is what we're doing now. So I think even you just posting footage of you getting baptized, you know what I'm saying? And them same people knew you in the streets when you was thugging, you feel me? And now they see you getting baptized. You a walking testimony, my brother. So we got to keep doing that. That's the initiative, and that's the narrative that I like to see. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people talk a good game. Oh, we need to change. We have these meetings and nothing changed. We got to get out here and be more active. Yeah, and engage with the youth or the gangs or whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's hurting more than just that person. It's hurting the whole community. So we got to do better. But thank you for that question.
Now, one thing I can say about the crime rate in Greensboro, North Carolina, as it is pretty bad. As we can see, I get up every once in a while, I watch the news, and every time I click on it, it's really nothing good out here. It's a killing. I haven't checked on the rates of it, the percentages, but people are getting killed a lot.
Yeah.
And one thing I've thought about is, why can't we all come together as a team? We might not all have to get along, but why can't we all just quit the violence? It has to be something where if you can put all that energy towards anger to be able to kill each other, I know for a fact you can put that energy towards, man, let's go build something. Let's go plant some plants in the ground.
Start a record label.
Right.
Put it on this page.
Right. Like something small.
Y'all they should be able to think about something different than rather just, dang. Oh, actually, one thing I have to say about that: don't let your short-term feelings give you long-term results.
That's deep. Yeah, that's deep.
What I mean by that, let me break that down, because some people, let me break it down.
It might go over your head.
It might go over their heads right there. What I mean by that, don't let something that can take 5 minutes, dang, he just got you mad for 5 minutes. Don't let that little something
Put you in jail.
yeah.
Put you in the jail. Yeah.
Sure. Don't let it put you in jail. Don't let anything that you do little make the future the worst thing you can do.
Right.
Don't let that. And don't let something that happened behind you dictate what's about to come in front.
Come on.
Hey.
Come on.
Hey. Push you off.
That's deep. Deep.
Yes. Okay, so back to the comments. Good answers, everybody. Thank y'all. Travis Gilmore said, "Great job, my people." Hey, brother. Wendy Armstrong says, "Great job, Jeremiah Jett, and the great young men on the show tonight, and women."
Thank you.
Yes. And then Cottrell Isley says, "Message." That might be a little too old for them.
Don't be a menace.
All right. And those are all our comments right now.
Okay. Well, that's the show. That's the second episode of Youthful Conversations.
Super dope.
I want to thank my amazing guests who came on the show, Miss Chassity Blackman,
Yes.
Mr. Waldrum,
Walter.
and of course, Mr. William Hussye coming out and shouting out the OGs. We
That's
appreciate it. All the support, your vulnerability, and taking time out of your day to come do something that's unpopular. You know, I would say this is definitely something that's considered the path that is least taken.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you all for trusting me, believing in my dream, believing in whatever my little spill on how I get y'all on this podcast. But I want to thank y'all for being on the show. I want to thank my production team, Mr. William Hussye, Mr. Stewie Monroe,
Miss Crystal,
and my mom. You know,
Yeah.
I want to thank the GSO Peace Corps for providing the studio. Trail, Michael, Arthur Dern. I want to thank all you guys. You guys are amazing. I want to thank my village, my family, my brother, my sister, all my friends who support me on this journey. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah. He did.
I did.
Yeah. Thank you to the viewers, man. The supporters.
Thank you guys for the viewers. You guys, you stayed on for an hour. I know you could be doing something else.
Right.
But
and I got to salute you too.
You here with us, investing in the youth and seeing what the futures hold. Because with this podcast, the future's looking bright. And I'm glad I'm able to even make an impact on it.
That's right. And we got to thank you.
Yeah,
I'm going to go around. I'm going to go ahead and do yours, Walt. Go ahead.
Now, Jeremiah, I gotta say thank you for letting me be a part of this show.
Of course.
I remember seeing you in school these last couple of years. You know, my boy Wood Dap up in the hole.
Yeah. Sell a little candy.
Yeah, look. Then I started seeing you post on Instagram. I started this podcast. Every time we talk to each other, man, Walt, hey, I gotta get you on there, Walt. I gotta get you.
Of course.
I got you, and I believed in your plan because I knew what you had in you.
100%.
I knew for a fact Jeremiah could do this ever since he said it because I believe in the word of mouth. I believed he could do it, and the place that we was put in, the point, I knew for a fact that he got put in on that.
Come on now. Dope.
So when he gave me the opportunity to come on here, man, I said I gotta come on here and show out. So I really appreciate you for doing
That's dope, man. That's love right there.
Thank you, Jeremiah. You know, this opportunity was definitely needed. You know, you really came at the right time because I be having conversations in my head, and so it's really good I can have a place to really those thoughts and, keep on going, man.
Look at the love, my brother.
Always welcome back on the show.
Always. Hey. Hold on, I gotta get my speech.
Oh yeah, of course.
Hey man, I just want to congratulate you, my brother. I got to put it out there. I know we're not big on stats, but last week you did 2K views. We probably reached 3,000 on all platforms. You did an amazing job. I'm proud of you. You hit the ground running. And ever since we've been talking about doing this, man, it's just like he said, I knew it was gonna pop. I knew you was gonna do it because you a man of your word. First of all, everywhere I said I needed you at, you was there before we even started this podcast. So I knew you was a man of your word. You was gonna come through. You even came to support me on events I was having, and you just show up. You know what I'm saying? So I knew the support was real. So I had to show the support to you. But keep doing your thing, man. This is beautiful to see the young people linking together and showing love from our community, man. Shout out to Greensboro, High Point, Burlington, Winston-Salem, the whole Triad area, man. This is what it's all about. You see the youth showing love to each other, and we trying to pour love back into y'all, man. And so I salute you, King. Keep doing your thing, man. I'm super proud of you. Thank you. Yes, sir.
So now I want to make sure you guys tune into it. You guys can catch more episodes on our Instagram page, Facebook, YouTube, Check out my website at jeremiahjet.com. There's amazing things coming. We're going to get it all popping. And we're going to make sure. Oh, I plan to also, we haven't worked out the kinks yet, but sometime in August, I want to do a back to school drive. So if you got plans or an idea or what you think we could take in for our back to school drive, I want to do a back to school drive with all the guests of the show. We're going to have an amazing conversation. We
might do it live. What you think?
We could do it live.
We might
too.
do it live.
So we gonna work out the kinks on the event, but I'm gonna keep y'all updated on everything. I want to thank you guys again for being on the show. Thank you, GSO Peace Corps. Thank you, my production team. Thank my village, my family. And this is another great episode of Youthful.
One more thing, we're gonna be out next week, y'all.
Oh, next week we are
it's
out.
July 4th holiday week, so we'll be taking off that, and we'll be back the following week.
The team will be in Mexico, so
That's
we will
it.
be out.
We're taking a break.
Yes.
Super dope. Thank y'all for tuning in. Go ahead.
Thank you guys for tuning in. This is another great episode of Youthful Conversations. You can catch us all the week after next. The week after next for another episode with more young people and another amazing adult on the show.
Let's get it. Thank y'all. Hey, we got to have him.
Yeah, of course. I think they gotta come on y'all show.
Yeah, I'm gonna work Instagram. We got plenty of them.